Greetings, dear Mckoy. I am only attracted to abusive men. I know I may sound crazy, but I have a thing for cruel men. I believe in we fight, then make love after. I was involved with a man who would charm me and treated me like a queen, but that didn't have any sparks. I cheated on him with a man who looked buffed. At first he was so smooth, but then one night he slapped me up for not coming to his home at an earlier time. I slapped him back and then we started fighting. He beat me up bad, then made the sweetest love to me afterwards. From that day I would do things for him to beat me so we could have sex afterwards. He migrated and I have had 4 relationships after that. 3 of them beat the heck out of me, but this last one doesn't want to fight with me. I am on the brink of dismissing him. Anonymous. Dear Miss, a man who beats a woman is a weak man. Stop allowing this in your life. What if one of these men beat you to death? Will you be alive to enjoy the lovemaking? Try building your self-worth and self-esteem. Greetings, confession. I fell in love with my rapist. I was coming from work one evening. When I got off the bus, I was doing my usual walk to my home. It was a kind of lonely route, but I always thought it was safe. Nevertheless, I would carry a pepper spray in my bag. That particular evening, I felt like I was being watched, but when I looked back it was as if the person disappeared. I just left it to overthinking. I reached home, opened my door, and as I was about to close it back, I felt this strong push that sent me on the floor and a masked man came in, shut the door, then told me to be quiet. I was so shocked that I could not even reach for my spray. There I was on the floor praying for him not to rape me. I was there telling him he could take all that he wanted from my home and leave. The man chuckled at me and said he came here for my fat front. I was thinking this cannot be happening to me. I always heard people saying that if someone tries to rape you, do not fight them as that give the excitement. Right then and there I just started smiling and said okay. I asked him what I should do and he told me to slowly take off my clothes and tease him. I cried inside but could not let them fall for fear of my life. He just sat on my sofa and made himself comfortable while I tried my best to tease him. He got up from the sofa and walked to the door, when I started rejoicing because I thought by not fighting him made him lost interest. The man instead was making sure the door was locked properly. He told me to lead him to my bedroom, and at that time the tears started falling and I started thinking about what I could do to stall him. When we reached in my room, he told me to get on the bed and spread my legs open. I did open my legs and started masturbating. He stood there and watched. I saw that he was brick hard through his pants. The man was not acting like a rapist. He was very smooth and it was even scarier. I was now wondering if he was going to kill me. He took off his shirt and I saw muscles for days. I had to close and reopen my eyes to see if I was seeing clearly. He then slowly took off his pants and I creamed just from seeing his manhood. How could I be turned on by an intruder? He reached for a condom and put it on, then came over me. To my surprise, the man smelled clean and fresh. I started to resist but my middle was saying something else. When he entered me, he sighed and started slow stroking. Now I have been with 3 partners before, but I have never felt anything so precious as this. I literally had an orgasm in less than 2 minutes. He kissed me and instead of refusing, I gave in to him. He was there rocking my world over and over, when I just dragged off his mask. When I saw his face, I got the biggest orgasm possible. I could not believe it was him. I would see him some days on my way home exercising in his yard. I would just say good evening and he would wave. I had never seen him up close. He had a handsome face with gray eyes. I felt like some magical sparks were flying and we made love for the whole night that I had to call in sick to work the next day. That day we talked, and he explained that he always waited to see me passing by in the evenings because he had a serious crush on me. I forgave him, and we started getting to know each other. Over time, we became a couple, moved in together, and continued enjoying each other. Our love blossomed beautifully over a 3-year period, and we got married. I have never told a soul how I met and fell in love with my intruder. Greetings, confession. My man is very wild but I cannot leave him. I have been with my man from I was 18 years old, and now I am 28 years old. He was and still is my dream lover. We started dating when I was 15 years old, and he promised to wait on me until I turned 18. At age 18 we started our sexual relationship. He took my virginity and claimed me as his woman. He said during his wait time, he was along with some women but they were just for sex, but now that we were together sexually, he dropped them. My man can be termed a money man. Not only does he have money, but also the looks to go with it. Females are always admiring him on the road. At first, I used to feel good that girls liked him, but then it got ugly. I realized he would be getting lots of calls from different females when we were together, and would talk in codes. I was no fool to the streets, so I would hack in his phone and get their numbers. I would call them telling them to leave my man alone and stuff like those. It seemed the more I called, the worse it got. I was good with my hands, so I would sometimes beat his side women for him. It seems he had a woman problem because he just wouldn't stop cheating on me. I left him alone a number of times, and he would come find me crying to take him back. Love is really a fool thing. He would always promise to stop, but he didn't. Maybe because he is the only man I have been with as to why I think he is God sent. Many men have tried getting to know me, but I only have interest in him. Sometimes I have to wonder if he placed some evil spirit on me as to why I cannot leave him alone. I am now 28 years old and tired of cursing and fighting women for him. I think I literally hate him, but some spirit in me that makes me love him, so right now I am just sitting as the cashier in my bun factory until I get my deliverance from him. Write to us via WhatsApp 1-876-353-1389 and remember to subscribe and share, dear Mckoy.